Anyone around me knows I love a good movie, and one story narrative that I do love is a good comeback story. I love the sentiment around succeeding in a situation that seems impossible to come back from, when the odds appear to be stacked against you, when people doubt you and say it's too late, or maybe they say that you will never amount to anything. It's the type of story that everyone gravitates to. Overcoming the odds has a powerful provenance. Now, when most movies are playing out, there's a series of events that happen, some of which that are so detrimental that they cause the protagonist to hit rock bottom, from that great high into the abyss. And on the face of it, there doesn't look like there's any way out. And sometimes you might find yourself in a similar situation where you're forced to make a change, where you might start listening to others, accepting people's help, and you've begun the process of just getting better. Your mindset is changing, you'll start to develop skills, determination, the mental toughness to win. It's a journey that's not particularly easy. So I'll ask you, what's your greatest challenge today? Not the one that you found difficult, but the one that broke you. So what's the connection between success and rock bottom? Well, I'm convinced that there's these lessons when you're in a downturn. Now picture this, imagine watching a movie without any type of struggle. Now the sound of that doesn't quite hit, does it? If everything goes to plan, it may not trigger any type of emotion. If it had no heartaches, no tragedy, no struggles, if everything went to plan, and if everyone lived happily ever after, it would be hard to feel any type of meaning for the characters, whether it's wealth, relationships, or success. It's like having a superhero character without any type of weakness. And as mad as it sounds, someone winning all the time isn't a compelling story, and a life without any type of struggle won't compel that person to change. I was reading the other day about Tiger Woods and how he made one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. 18 months before his win, Woods could not move without being in excruciating pain. He couldn't swing a golf club. He was beyond playing.
An ailing Tiger Woods. He is going to miss the Masters.
Stay healthy. He just announced today that he underwent
Woods struggled to return to professional golf. He suggested it might never
Tiger Woods is out again for the remainder of this season and likely next.
This really could be the end for Tiger Woods.
You would not believe 18 months ago he was on an operating table going through surgery. And going back to today, he has made one of the greatest comebacks, going from pain to success.
Possible has become possible.
It was his first win in 5 years. And I think the average person has several defeats within their life, several losses or painful experiences. So the real question is, what is the cause? What is the fuel that causes people to come back from the depths of desperation? I was looking at leaders and politicians the other day and thinking about what actually defined them in their period of power. For the few good leaders, it was serving something bigger than themselves. They're not motivated by greed or money. It's their desire to do something greater than them. It's something long lasting. It's their legacy that they want to be remembered for. For you, that could be a movement, or it just could be family. It's real big picture thinking. And when your goal is bigger than yourself, you may sense doubts, you may sense the pain of your situation, but your frustration is infinitesimal compared to your cause. And you often hear people getting a life together when they have a baby or when they get married. And whatever rut they were in before pales in comparison to the only other options. For the majority of people, they set specific goals, whether it's losing weight or achieving that job role or making a certain amount of money. But depending on your habits, it will be easy to push deadlines back or to give up when you've only got yourself in the equation, which can then cause this yo-yo effect with your progress. When you don't have your purpose, your why, it's hard to continue. When you set yourself a goal bigger than yourself, the game never stops. You continue to adopt this stretch goal-like mentality that spans over a very long time. You don't build resilience by doing things that feel good all the time. You build resilience by getting better at feeling bad. I found that resilience is an acquired skill that is tough to teach and learn. And this may seem a bit random, but I was reading a post about raising children. And the question was, how do you teach them resilience without letting them do hard things, without letting them fail for themselves? Now, I'm not a parent, but I can only imagine that your natural instinct would be to want to protect them. I suppose that's where we get that same saying from that helicopter parent that never wants to leave the child alone no matter what the circumstances are. And this essentially is keeping them in their comfort zone. And yes, you'll be protected and they'll be protected for a while, but a byproduct of that is that you become sheltered from the realities. A lot of the time, there's something that people do when it comes to managing pain. They make it sound bigger than what it actually is. In the moment, we believe that nobody knows where we're coming from. And I'm sure everyone's had a moment like this, or they've had it in their heads. But sometimes when you're in a rut for so long, it becomes part of your identity. When you learn not to take your pain personally, when you're in this mindset of catastrophizing things, you're assuming you're a singularity in the world. You fall into the trap of thinking that everything is against you. You can't avoid the pain, but you can control how you approach it. The more you prepare for a fight, the more likely you are to win. Right, I love Marvel films, and there's a quote from Thor, and his father says, "A wise king never seeks out war, but must be always ready for it." And the reason why I mentioned this quote, because I think it focuses on being prepared and only focusing on what you can control. There are reasons why some people are more simply prepared to fight. By training every day, you're preparing your body for the stresses that may occur throughout the year. By eating healthy, you have to create fuel for preparing your mind to think. By planning your next move, you are now prepared for your next plan of action, or for any setbacks that may occur. Those who are willing to fight are willing to do the hard things. They are willing to focus longer than necessary, while others just give up. And that's why I'm a big believer in just doing difficult things. And this is especially true for making your comeback. And that's one of the reasons why I love going to the gym. Even sometimes the journey going in could be difficult. Whether the sun is out or whether it's raining, I make that conscious effort to go. I mean, in London, the majority of the time, it's cold and it's wet. And there's a visible difference in the amount of people in the gym when there is shitty weather. Those people that have chosen not to come, they have opted out of doing the difficult thing, of getting out in the cold or in the rain to make that journey. And doing what is difficult is something that I've tried to cement throughout my day. It's the narrative of how I want to start my week or month. The act of simply just putting yourself through difficult situations can really change your trajectory. I even had a colleague say this to me a few months ago: the more you put yourself in difficult situations, the better that you're going to be. And the great thing about this is that it's in your control. You can make a choice on what you consume, what actions you take, how you take those actions. You have a choice to prepare yourself for these setbacks. Anyways guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that gives you enough ammunition to make your greatest comeback. If you like this video, please smash the like button. Comment below if you have any comments or suggestions, or you just want to say hi, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye bye.